Volkan, Soogut from Turkey, Brother Dr. Sami Salahat, and our engineer Muad Hashim, as well as all the participants that are part of this program this evening. We a very warm welcome to all of you. Just to give you a small introduction, Brother Ibrahim has studied management. His first profession was in the finance sector. He worked at the Agricultural Bank as a financial analyst for 6 years, and thereafter resigned and began to work at the Awqaf Directorate in Turkey. So at first he worked in investments and estate department for 2 years, and thereafter, and in his current position in the foreign relations unit. So what we're going to do is we're going to give him some time. We've allocated 15 minutes to him, and after that we'll open the floor for discussions. Jazakallah. Over to you, Brother Ibrahim.
Okay, thank you. Esselamu Aleyküm ve Rahmetullah ve Berekatuhu. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil Alemin. Esselatu ve selamu ala Resulina Muhammed ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecmaîn. Dear participants, my name is Ibrahim Volkan Söğüt. I'm a Waqf expert in Director General of Foundations, Foreign Relations Department. At first, I would like to state that this forum has a great significance in terms of perceiving the spirit or understanding of Waqf in various Islamic countries. In this respect, I'd like to thank you to everyone who contributed to this organization, and we are grateful to get opportunity to participate in such an organization. Some of our precious participants probably are acquainted with the Waqf system in Turkey in terms of both historical development and contemporary status. Actually, before the civil law dated 1926, the Waqf system in Turkey, as you may know, it was more Islamic. However, as Director General of Foundations, we have taken over heritage of our ancestors, and we have been managing it since 1924, when the Director General was established. Today, we are fulfilling all the charity conditions written on the Waqf deed and making restoration of immovable Waqf properties in order to make them survivable. Within this scope, I would like to mention about today's Waqf system in Turkey, rather than historical progress. By the way, my head of department, Ayşeda Murat, couldn't attend in the event because her business. She conveys her salams everyone. We can go the presentation if it's okay.
Are you starting with your presentation?
Okay. Shall I start it?
Yes.
Or
yes,
you manage it? I will start, okay?
Yeah.
There is a share screen button.
Is it okay? No problem.
Yes, it's fine.
Okay. I can go on.
Yes, we can see it. We can see it.
The Mazbut Foundations. What is Mazbut Foundations? The word Mazbut, as you may anticipate, is an Arabic originated word and means that the one which was written down, which was registered. Because these foundations were established in the Selçuk and Ottoman period, and because they haven't got any descendants, they are managed by DGF, FKAF administration. Indeed, one of the most important objectives of FKAF, or our main responsibility, is to manage these foundations. Today, the number of Mazbut foundations is over 50,000. Mülhak foundations were similarly established in the Selçuk and Ottoman periods, but differently managed by founders' descendants and supervised by FKAF administration. The number of Mülhak foundations is 256. Non-Muslim community foundations. They are charitable organization established by non-Muslim Turkish citizens before the establishment of the Republic of Turkey. These foundations managed by their own communities, Greek, Jewish, Armenian, etc., and supervised by DGF. The number of non-Muslim community foundations is 167. New foundations are established after the beginning of the Republican period. They are managed by their own boards of managers and supervised by DGF. The number of new foundation is 5,268. According to the archive records, the first known Waqf in Anatolia was set up in the year 1048. As I mentioned before, the most important objective of our Directorate General is to make inherited foundations be continued forever. DGF is affiliated to the Ministry of Culture and Tourism, and DGF is special budgeted public institution. It has got its own revenue and certain expenditure areas, but it doesn't mean that DGF isn't under any financial inspection. A Court of Accounts is making these inspections regularly. Essentially, DGF is realizing the charity requirements of the inherited foundations by managing the income resources of them and preserving their cultural heritage. As of the year 2019, budget of the institution is approximately 238 million US dollars. Institution's budget depends totally on the incomes gained from the investments without any support from the treasury at all. As to number of staff, almost 2,000 persons within the body of DGF. Out of that, about 500 persons are in the headquarters. According to the law of foundations, functionally, DGF consists of as follows. Main service departments, these are Foundation Services Department, Charity Services Department, Artworks and Construction Department, Investment and Real Estate Department, Health Services Department, Foreign Affairs Department, is mine, Cultural Affairs and Registration Department. Apart from this, it has advisory and auditing departments and auxiliary departments. Foundation Council is the top decision-making body. The most important decisions, such as investments, barter, disposal or allocation of the immovable properties, are made by Foundation Council. This is not like a Sharia board, because our legislation is secular. It doesn't, so it doesn't allow the religious ruling, but our deeds of waqf, will of waqf, already are in accordance with the Islamic ruling. It consists of foundation consists of 15 members, 5 of whom are legal members, 5 of whom are appointed, and 5 of whom are elected members. DGF has 20,800 pieces of historical waqf properties. Ottoman Evkaf have constructed thousands of buildings such as mosques, churches, synagogues, lodges used by Mevlevi dervishes, domes, madrasa, imaret, Turkish baths, caravansaries, covered bazaars, fountains, bridge, mansions, pavilions, palaces, clock towers, etc. The picture on the left top is Süleymaniye Mosque. And the one on the right top is Fountain Ahmet Tree. And on the bottom is Meriç Bridge. You may know. It is a view of Hagia Sophia Museum. As to investments, DGF needs several sources of income in order to keep its charitable services. The major ones are flat for land, restore, operate, transfer, build, operate, transfer, banking activities, subsidiaries. Between 2003 and 2019, 343 immovable properties are valued by this model. Sample built buildings earned by flat for land model. Restore, operate, transfer model. The historical properties such as Han, Turkish bath, and caravanserai are valued by transforming to the income-yielding properties with restore, operate, transfer model by giving them various functions such as hotel, restaurant, recreational facilities, and souvenir shop. Sample buildings earned by restore, operate, and transfer model. Earned by build, operate, transfer model. 9 gas stations, 97 trade complex, 22 tourism complex, 24 education complex, 41 dormitory, 1 kindergarten, Formula 1 area, 6 hospitals, 3 social facilities, 5 parking areas, 9 sport complex, 32 houses, 4 industry complex, 11 cultural complex, and finally 1 refining complex. Sample buildings earned by building, operate, transfer model. Harbor of Güllük. Between 203 and 2019, totally investments of $1 billion has been realized with methods aforementioned. Therefore, a good deal of rental income from the 28,800 tenants and annual revenue of $77 million have been recorded to DGF's accounts. The very important point. The very important point is that DGF has made no payment for all these investment expenses. Our another investment activity is banking. As you may know, till the last year, we were the principal shareholder of Waqf Bank. You know Waqf Bank, which is a conventional bank, but because it was not Islamic, we transferred it to the treasury in exchange for a lease certificate of $2 billion in 5 installments. And so we have collected the first one. In 2015, we established Vakıf Katılım through the capitals of DGF and a couple of large Waqfs. In addition, a financial support of $300 million from Islamic Development Bank. It has now about 100 branches in Turkey and also targeted to be biggest interest-free bank of Turkey within the next 10 years. Kuwait Turk is an important institution among the interest-free financial institutions. About 19% of its capital belongs to Director General foundations, and it equals to $208 million approximately. In our operational directorate of Ayvalık Vakf Olive Groves, in addition to olive oils, also production of soaps of oil, tea of oil leaf, collage of olive flower, and pine wood and honey have been being made and sold in 11 sales stores in Turkey. As to restorations, the Waqf cultural properties such as Han, Turkish bath, church, covered bazaar that belong to Selçuk and Ottoman periods are restored by Director General foundations. Within the last 10 years, over 4,000 Waqf cultural properties are restored by Director General foundations. With restoration activities for protecting Waqf cultural heritage, Director General foundations contribute to the economy by increasing employment. Some restoration samples. An interior view of Süleymaniye Mosque. And restoration activities in Balkan countries. By the way, we realized all restorations in Bosnia with the collaboration of Dr. Senait. Thank you to him for all.
We've got just like about 2 minutes left.
From the investment, DGF provides monthly lots of financial aid for primary and secondary students, university students, foreign students, and poor people. Every month in Turkey, dry food packages are being distributed to 20,315 families and 550 people. In addition, every year in Ramadan month, 195,000 dry food packages are in Kosovo, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Northern Macedonia, Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, with the collaboration of related countries' Islamic community. In 2017, 50,000 dry food packages were sent to Palestine. In 2019, 17,000 dry food packages were sent to Yemen. Director General Foundations makes its investments not only in income-yielding areas, but also in educational and health sector, with Fatih Sultan Mehmet Vakf University and Bezmi Alem Vakf University. There are 11 Vakf museums around Turkey, in Istanbul, Ankara, Edirne, Gaziantep, Kastamonu, Konya, and Tokat cities. To sum up, Director General Foundations contributes to the development of the FCAF system directly by its investment methods, banking activities, production activities, charitable services, educational services, and cultural activities. That's all. Thank you for attention.
Thank you, Jazakallah khairan. I would say, teşekkür ederim, Brother Ibrahim,
Rica ederim.
for the wonderful presentation. I think you can see that Turkey has got a very rich history of Awqaf. We could actually remove we could stop sharing the presentation now. And I think just a comment of it is that we know that Turkey has been known as the haven of Awqaf. You can see from the number of Awqaf that have been established in Turkey. It's a great inspiration for, I think, the whole world to see what Turkey has been doing, and especially in terms of restoring of all the old Awqaf that were established 1,000 years ago. What would be interesting, and if I may start off with a question, is that there were many very small waqfs as well. Like, I mean, we've heard of waqfs that have been made for example, cleaning of a lake or cleaning of a dam, or small waqfs that are made for soup kitchens that are very old in places like Jerusalem and so forth. Are those still existing? Can you hear me?
Sorry, I don't understand exactly.
Okay, what I'm saying is that they have been
just a second. My screen is sharing now or not?
No, not sharing now.
Oh no.
Okay, it's very complex screen I have now. Yes, I listen you.
Okay, so I think basically what I wanted to know was you've shown a lot of the old Awqaf, and there's lots of restoration done there. There's lots of investments and all, many new investments that are made. There are some very old ones as well. But from the old Okaf that you recorded, are they all still in existence? Are they still all functioning? Those that were earning revenues in the past, are they still earning revenues? Can you hear me?
Yes, it's very bad connection. I can try to understand you. It's a cutting off permanently. We are a lot of Travis work, as you mentioned, and we manage all the Travis small works in totally. They are in one, in our accounts.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's ask anybody else from all those that are attending this Zoom webinar. Are there any other questions? Brother Sami, do you want to come in? Dr. Sami Salahat.
There is Dr. Shakim Alam from Malaysia.
Okay, Brother Shikaib.
Yes,
Okay, so Brother Sami, Dr. Sami Salahat, go ahead, please.
I have many questions. Because I think some people they want to ask Dr. Hisham also. Dr. Hisham and someone I think before me they raised their hand.
Okay.
Is it possible? Can I ask the question? Shakib Alam?
Dr. Kalim Alam? Shakib?
Yes,
okay,
is it possible?
Shakib,
Can I ask the question?
Yes, please go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much for this wonderful presentation. I think it's really inspiring. Turkey has worked on this work.
Where are you from, Brother Shakib? Where are you from?
I'm from India. Right now I'm in Malaysia. I'm doing my PhD.
Okay. Please go ahead.
Right. Yeah, my question is when after the coming of the Tayyip Erdogan in Turkey, probably these work properties may were taken by or the mutawallis or those who have taken care of the work properties. Will they allow easily to work on these issues, or there was some kind of confrontations between those who were having those work properties and the government which wanted to have to restore or to make it utilize it in proper way? So is there any kind of a story Turkey has faced? Is it clear my question?
You saying
Not exactly. Not exactly.
Are you asking if there's any conflict?
Very bad connection.
Yeah, is there was any kind of confrontation between those who used there was any kind of confrontation between the government and those who used to maintain the work properties?
Okay. For example, Islamic one or secularity. I understand true.
Either one.
Not necessary. Yeah, either one. Yeah.
It's right.
It could be either one. Either could be the secular versus the Islamic, or it could be those who used to maintain the work properties earlier before the Erdogan has come in power. Probably what I observed is these policies has brought by Tayyip Erdogan in order to restore and make it use the work properties properly. So there was whether there was any kind of confrontation.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. You're right. With the arrival of Erdogan, it has earned acceleration. Absolutely, absolutely, and it will be better, inshallah.
Okay. Any other questions there? Brother Hisham Dafterdar wants to ask the question. Could you? Go ahead, please. Your microphone, right? Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to thank Brother Ibrahim for his good presentation and all the pictures. Very interesting. I want to say, you know, Turkey is a very large and important Muslim country.
Yes.
But we all know that it is also a secular country. And
Yes.
hence all its laws are, as a matter of policy, are secular laws. So you've got the Turkish Civil Code,
Yes.
particularly Code Law 4721, which regulates awqaf. It defines the waqf as a foundation and groups it together with the foundations of Turkish non-Muslim communities, example, the Christians and the Jews, and also with foundations of minorities, ethnic minorities such as the Greeks and the Armenians. And also it groups it together with the foundations of professions and trades and artisans and social clubs and so on. They're all under the one law. Now, but we know that awqaf is a faith-based institution, and any regulatory law relating to awqaf should be Sharia-based. So my question is, to what extent, you know, the Sharia is being addressed in these laws? And, you know, we know that most of the awqaf in Turkey are old waqfs. Of course, there are new ones, but I want to know that this civil law, which is governing the, you know, the waqf sector in Turkey, to what extent has it encouraged or discouraged the establishment of new waqfs? That's my question.
I couldn't understand the last part. I couldn't understand the last part. Please repeat last part.
Well, the last part, you know, I want to know whether these laws that you have, which are based on secular civil codes, to what extent have they encouraged or discouraged the establishment of new waqfs in Turkey? I mean, most of the awqaf in Turkey are old awqaf. There are new ones, but, you know, has these laws really discouraged, because awqaf is an Islamic institution?
Yes. Originally, it's true. But according to our civil code, it's partly, not totally Islamic, but as we mentioned before, we manage previous waqfs in totally, and they are you know, their rules, the deeds, the willings of a waqf are in accordance with the Islamic rules. We already rules the previous waqf in totally. Yes, there are new waqf from the civil code, but we just supervise them. Supervision of them and managing the previous one. Okay, is that clear? Maybe.
So,
thank you.
So perhaps just following on from Dr. Hisham Dabtedar, what you're saying is that the foundations in Turkey are not necessarily all based on Sharia law. Is that right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes.
Any other questions there?
Yes, Brother Zainul, we have two questions by Brother Hakim Hakmani and Brother Handri from Indonesia and Dr. Qirat. They raised their hand, please, if you can ask them, if you call their names.
Okay, Dr. Henry, can you come in, please? You can unmute. Yes, okay. You're in now. Please go ahead. And thank you. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How are you, brother Zainul?
Good to see you again. Good to see you again. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. I learned some very important Awqaf properties in Turkey. They are caravanserai or Han, we can say Han, and thousands of Hans in Turkey previously. Are they now in a good condition, or some of them destroyed?
Yes.
Please answer me.
Did you get that, Brother Ibrahim?
Yes, yes. Most of them are in good condition, and they are being used as hotel already.
How many hotels now?
Exact number, I don't know, but I can research for you if you want.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, there's a question here by Brother Hikmani. Hikmani, you can unmute him and you can come in.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Can you hear me?
Yes, very clearly. Please go ahead.
I'm in Zanzibar, currently the chairman of Zanzibar Waqf and Trust Commission. The first question on management has somehow been answered by Brother Ibrahim. Now I go on financial management. These 5 Awqaf foundations, how is the financial management done? Is it centralized? If not, how is the reporting? How is the consolidation of the accounts and the data management? Finally, the Director General of Awqaf Foundation has a summary or a total output of financial commitment, expenditures, and investment for all the foundations. Is this possible? Is it clear?
Yeah, let's break down your question.
Okay, break it down like this. Financial management.
Yes.
These are 5 Awqaf foundations, as mentioned by Brother Ibrahim. And I believe that they are all managed by the Directorate General of CAF. Now, is the financial management also being managed by the Director General of CAF? If not, how does the Director General receive financial reporting so that there is a good coordination of accounts and investment for all the foundation of CAFs in Turkey?
Yes. Okay. It's totally, as I mentioned before, totally managed by our institution financially. Totally managed, totally represented.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And all these old foundations are managed by us. Okay, any problem?
Assalamu alaikum. Can I ask?
Alaikum salam.
How are you, Brother Ibrahim?
Thank you. Very fine
nice to meet
with you. Thank you. And you?
I missed you a long time before 3 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, nice to meet you again.
Thank you.
I have a question, please.
Please.
I hear in the presentation you talked about the public waqf. So I want to know something about the private waqf. did you make an inventory about what is the amount of the private waqf assets? Do you have this amount? Do you know what is the yield of this kind of waqf? Because we know in Turkey, mashallah, you have a culture in Turkey. If you want to make sustainability for any project, so you make a waqf for that. Any family or company or any project, private projects they want to make it for a long time, so they establish a waqf beside it to make a sustainability. So do you have an amount as a government? Do you have an amount of the private waqf assets?
Yeah, private assets, amount of private assets or number of private foundation.
Even it is foundations or as assets? No.
Okay, I don't know exactly the assets, but private waqfs regularly, declare their properties. Absolutely. We have that information in our statistics. If you want, I can share with you this information.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Is it clear?
So also the government are managing this kind of waqf, the private waqf, or they have their own
They are by governed by their representative.
Okay.
Okay.
So they just
we are sorry. We are just supervising of them, as I mentioned before.
Supervising.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think Dr. Sami, if you can lead the sheep, because I don't know where is Brother Zainul. Maybe he has a problem.
Yes. Okay, never mind. Okay, I can do it. I have many questions to Brother Ibrahim. Brother Rafi Saleh. Rafi Saleh, here. Please, Brother Muad, you can allow him to ask. Brother Rafi Saleh. And also Dr. Abdul Halim Zidan. Please allow him, please. Brother Saleh. Yes. Muad, you allowed him to Rafi Saleh?
Yes, we're waiting for him.
Mr. Dr. Qirat also, Dr. Qirat, he wants to ask also, Dr. Qirat. Okay, Dr. Qirat, he has. Okay, Dr. Okay, Dr. Qirat, please allow him. Qirat M.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yes.
Rafi from Rafi Saleh
yes.
from.
Yeah, Saleh. Go ahead, please, brother. And after.
Yes. Well, my question
can't hear
is,
you, brother.
First of all, Brother Ibrahim, thank you very much for a very good presentation.
Thank
MashaAllah, you are doing some wonderful stuff over there. Thank you. Just asking, is your organization ready, or can it invest in our CAF opportunity in Tanzania? You know, it's just that we are just at the embryo stage. In our CAF in Tanzania, we're still like many things are still not set up properly, and there are so many opportunities. You're talking about nearly 27 or 50 Muslims in Tanzania, and there are many opportunities in the health sector, in education sector, even businesses, hospitality and other stuff. So is your organization kind of is it prepared, or is it ready to come in and support our CAF in Tanzania?
Okay, it's a good question. Thank you for that. Absolutely, it should be, but I don't
Thank
know
you, Brother
exactly.
Rafi. Yes.
I don't know exactly the situation special for Tanzania. But in general, we have no investment in abroad now.
Okay. So, brother Rafi, you're from Tanzania. Brother Zainul, come back. Okay. Okay. Please allow Dr. Qirat, please. You finish your Dr. Mr. Ibrahim, you finish your answer. Brother Ibrahim, Mr. Ibrahim.
Yes,
okay.
I listen.
Now come back, Brother Zainul. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Brother Zainul, with you now, the mic with you. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Jazakallah khairan.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Continue, please.
We have
I think we have a
question
brother
from Dr. Muhammad Qirat. If you allowed him, Dr. Muhammad Qirat, he has a question. Brother Zainul.
Please go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Yes, I have 3 questions. The first question, please, has Turkey benefited from international laws? Second question, what is the relationship between the endowment and charitable work in Turkey? I mean, in terms of law. Third question, why the endowment bank or Waqf bank like this, I don't know exactly, does not respect Sharia? Thank you.
Waqf bank, why Waqf bank does not? Sorry.
Respect.
Respect.
Yes, the rules of Sharia.
Did you get this question?
We transferred its all shares because of their it's not Sharia. Because of that reason, we transferred it. It's a conventional bank.
Sharia rules. Yeah.
Sorry.
Can you speak up a little bit, Brother Qirat?
Yes, Sharia rules.
Yes, Sharia rules is not available in Waqf bank.
Can I just come in there? You have the Waqif Bank, okay?
You mean Waqf Bank or Waqf Katılım?
Just 1 second.
Yes, Waqf Bank.
Waqf Bank is conventional bank.
Dr. Sami, do you want to come in there?
Yes, I think Dr. Qirat, he wants to ask about Waqfi Bank, the oldest bank in Turkey. As Mr. Ibrahim said, this bank not follow the Islamic rules. Yeah.
Yes.
Waqfi Bank. I think Dr. Qirat asking about Waqfi Bank, the oldest bank in Turkey. Yeah.
So who is the current owner of the Waqf Bank?
Who is the current owner?
Yes.
Treasury. Treasury holds Waqf Bank's all shares on his hand.
And the Bank Kitilam?
Sorry?
The new Waqf Kitilam Bank, is that?
Waqf Kitilam, Waqf Participation Bank is 100% ours.
And it's 100%
full share. Yes.
compliant.
Yes, it's all of who it's our bank.
Mm-hmm. Does that answer your question, Brother Dr. Qirat? Okay, he's muted there. So, okay, any other questions there? Dr. Mustafa? Dr. Mustafa would like to ask a question there.
I already asked it, brother. I already asked it. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions there? From the International Relations Department, I would like to know what is your department's relations with Muslim minority countries?
Sorry?
You in terms of international relations,
yes,
of the Turkish Awqaf, the Director General's office.
Okay.
What is your connection with Muslim minority countries? Are you only operating in Turkey and the old Ottoman countries, or are you also working
Yes.
in other countries?
As you know, our activities are all around the Ottoman geography. Maybe Islamic country, maybe in its we are always open to other countries for collaboration through the protocol, collaboration protocol. We are open for all countries.
Are there any specific countries that you are working with, like say, for example, in Africa?
Not specific country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are open to share our experiences. Any country in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe for example, in Zanzibar, last years.
Have you got any projects in other countries?
Not yet. No, nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are there any other questions out there?
Yes, I have a question, brother. My question to brother Ibrahim. I have a question.
Yes.
Brother, can I ask?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Please
brother Ibrahim, as we think nowadays, we have two best examples in the Muslim world about private awqaf, الوقف الخاص. We have in Turkey and we have in Saudi Arabia. My question to you about the private awqaf, waqf khas, private awqaf. Okay. Do you account how many waqfs khas in Turkey, especially in Istanbul? Last time I asked our friend Mersal, is the general director of waqf in Istanbul. He told me in Turkey, in the whole Turkey, we have around 4,500 waqf khas. It is true?
It's true. It's true. As I mentioned before, the number is new foundation waqf khas. The number is 5,268. It's true.
Waqf khas 5,000.
Waqf khas.
5,000.
5,200.
Not jam'iyya.
In general, in all over Turkey.
No, I am the private awqaf, not the society. Not society. I am asking about waqfi, waqf khas, not society.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you? Yeah. What is the number?
It's true. The number new foundations. You mean new foundations?
No.
As we say. No.
No, I don't think Dr. Sami is referring to the old one, to the new ones. Referring to those that are that was established, I think, as according to a Sharia waqf. Am I right, Sami? I think the question, can you hear us? Can you hear us?
You meant Sharia Foundation. We don't categorize that in this way. I don't know their number. We are, as I mentioned, essential four main kind of foundation: Mazbut, Mulhak, non-Muslim community, and new foundations. Four kinds.
But the first category, what was the first category?
Mazbut.
Right. So that is the one I think Dr. Sami is referring to. There are, you mentioned there are 4,000.
Okay. Okay. Over the 50,000. 50,000.
Okay. I think Dr. Zainul, we have a question to Dr. Abdul Halim Zidan. He wants to ask Dr. Abdul Halim Zidan.
Okay, please, Dr. Abdul Halim Zaidan, can you please come in and we can unmute you. You can ask your question. Please go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Please go
Thank
ahead.
you, Brother Ibrahim, for this fruitful presentation and well done design for the PowerPoint also. My question is about the proposed role for Turkish Awqaf experience, which is a long-term and heavyweight and large host of Awqaf. How can it be transferred into a portal for transferring experience to other countries in the Islamic world? Because we found that there is a big difference in the management and dealing with and handling of Awqaf in the Islamic world. Turkey has the welfare of a continuous experience, a long-term continuous experience for the old and transitional period and the new period. But I doubt that we have enough effort to transfer this into an output for others. How can we transfer this into other countries and other Waqf portals in the Islamic world? Thank you.
It's clear. I thank you. We organize international events. We always host delegations from all over the world. We have huge archive and history. We have a huge archive. For example, in 2014, we organized, World Waqf Conference. It's a big event to share our experience with other Islamic countries. Okay.
If you allow me to continue, maybe, or to comment. Yeah, I believe in cultural events, of course. This is a big deal for creating an atmosphere for exchanging of experience. But to transfer experience, we need it to be as a process. We need like a training manuals, guides, trainers, and transferable systems and know-how and other indicators of performance and others. This is what I mean by transferring the continuous and accumulative experience of Turkey to other countries.
Okay, technically, the corresponds this needs or meet of these needs are not simple. Long-term activities. It needs long-term activities. We may organize some educational events on this subject. Educational events are important. We together.
Are there any programs in the pipeline, training programs or events that you have in the pipeline? Did you get me there?
Sorry?
I'm asking, have you got any other plans for any other training programs and events that are coming up in the future? I mean, apart from the COVID-19 period, beyond the COVID-19 period.
Yes, we have an idea to organize with Dr. Sami on the topic of archive this year. But because of this COVID pandemic, it's maybe we have to postpone it.
Mm-hmm. I think that would be a very interesting one because archives are very important, and I think Turkey is a leader in archiving all the old documents and so forth. And I think that would be very interesting because you have archives from many all the Ottoman period as well. You have archives from Jerusalem and Romania and Bulgaria and all these places. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, right. I think we're running out of time now. It's about 4 minutes past 11. 4 minutes past 12, I think, your time. In Makkah time, I would say, and even Turkish time. So I need some guidance from Dr. Sami on the time.
There is Mr. Karim Allam waiting his...
Okay. Yes.
Dr.
Karim
Allam. Okay. One final question.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me?
Very clearly.
Yeah. My request to organizers, firstly, is, I mean, you should check the Q&A section where I have put 2 questions. I think none of you have read that. But anyway, I will ask the question now. My first question is, I mean, to the speaker is the cash waqf which is being donated to the waqf. I was told that it is put in a conventional bank where you are earning interest. And today, when you said that waqf bank where you have full share, it's a conventional